All right, so what I'm going to be doing in this video here is showing you exactly step by step how to create the abandoned checkout flow in Klaviyo. Right now, it's called the abandoned carts in Klaviyo, but it actually functions as an abandoned checkout in that it triggers when somebody abandons their checkout. So let me show you how to do this. So what you're going to do here is make sure that you've already sort of like designed the flow here in templates. That's going to be important. I'm going to show you why here in a second. But essentially, you're going to want to create the flow here in Flow. So go to the Flows tab, go over here to create flow. All right, and what we're going to be doing is searching here for abandoned cart. All right, now there's a bunch of different abandoned carts here, but what we're looking for is this one. All right. Important note is this is a completely different flow. The abandoned, like real abandons cart that triggers when somebody abandons their cart without starting checkout. We're going to be focusing on this one right here. Um, Standard email and SMS, basically. All right. So we're going to click on this. All right. Name it whatever you want. I'm not going to rename it for the sake of this tutorial here. All right, and what we're going to be doing here is, well, now if you have an SMS program, obviously you want to keep this, but for the sake of simplicity here, I'm going to delete the SMS split. All right, so right here we have the abandoned checkout emails. All right, so all right, let me show you sort of the overall structure. So here's how I usually structure it. All right, so we typically start off with a default time delay, change it from 4 hours to 30 minutes because 30 minutes typically tends to be the best performing time delay on this one. Now, that's something you're going to want to A/B test at some point. And then this is important here too. The time delay between emails 1 and 2, you wanna make this 24 hours minus the time delay before email 1. And the reason why is because we wanna send abandoned checkout email 2 at the same time that they initially, were starting checkout, because that's the most likely time when they're going to be shopping each day. Alright, so, um, this one would be 23 hours and 30 minutes, because again, it's 24 hours minus 30 minutes, so save that. All right, now we're going to clone this one, and this is just going to be a standard 4-part email sequence. All right, we're going to make this one day, and then clone it one more time. And then we're going to clone this one. This one's going to be email 3, then clone this one. All right, great. All right, so this is the default abandoned checkout that we typically start with. Now, if it's an 8-figure brand, obviously you're going to want to be sending more emails because you're going to have a lot more people through this flow. But this is our starting point. So how do we actually create the emails? So let's go over here. We're going to go to edit templates. And what you're going to want to do here is upload it from the template section. All right. You don't want to be building it within the actual flows. I know some people like to do that, but it's suboptimal. You want to create it in templates first, or have the designer create it in templates. So you're going to go here, change template. Now, of course, you probably don't want to be using the default subject line and preview text, so you want to change those. But in this case, we're going to go to this option here, this drag and drop. So open that, go to save templates. Then we're going to be uploading our abandoned cart. Or how do I put this? Abandoned checkout. Abandoned checkout 1. Use template. All right. So, this is already sort of pre-made in templates. So, here are the important things that you need to keep in mind. So, when you're uploading this to the flow, you need to make sure that each image is linked to the checkout page. All right. And you can test this out too. I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. But basically, go to each image, and this is going to be where you want to link them. So it's going to be domain name slash checkouts. All right. And you want to test this out here too. Obviously, the point of this flow is to bring people back to their checkout page. Up. All right, and when you test it out in preview mode, it's going to load a random profile of somebody who, recently started their checkout, and it's going to load all the stuff in their, dynamic product block, right? So let's open those up. All right. So yeah, you want to be testing that it's sending to the right page. Now in this case, obviously I don't have a checkout open, but that's where it would send me to. All right, so once this is done, then you want to click save. But important point here is you need to set up this dynamic product block. So let me show you how to do that here in a second. All right, so go back to the default sort of Klaviyo abandoned checkout flow. All right, and then go to the sort of like default email that they give you. Go back to edit. All right, and essentially what we're going to want to do is just take their pre-built abandoned checkout thing, and you can see that it works over here. It's going to load the random profile again. All right, so it loads whatever was in her cart. So what we're going to do here is save this as a universal block, and you could call it whatever you want. I typically like calling it dynamic product block checkout. All right, and then you would just create that. And then we're going to go back to our template, right? And we're going to upload it, um, where we want the dynamic product block to be. So you're going to go here to universal, and then you're going to search for that. So dynamic product block, that's going to be this one right here. You upload that. All right. And then now you could like edit it however you want. All right, I'm going to delete this just because I already had that there. But yeah, so that's how you get the dynamic product block. And one more important point that you need to know for this abandoned checkout. Well, yeah. All right, so that's how you do the abandoned checkout flow in Klaviyo. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.